What is up, guys? Justin here, aka No Good Comics, and welcome back to the channel. We are talking more music tonight. If you guys are Garbage fans out there, the band Garbage, we're talking about Garbage, Bleed Like Me, the album from 2005. If you guys have been tuning into our music breakdowns, it's been really fun. We've been doing them basically every month. Technically jumping in here for the new year now, after the holidays and everything. And we got a lot to say, a lot to talk about. Curious, anybody in the chat, or if you're watching a replay, if you've listened to this album before, if you like it, if you don't, leave a comment down below. Just curious. And let me bring on the gang here. We got my man John, Big Daddy Ross, and Noah Broke Boy Comics. What's up, fellas? How's it going?
Where's Noah at?
Did he freeze? Noah, can you hear us?
He was just there.
Wait. Oh no, he's frozen. I mean, his computer, it looks like crashed or something. I don't know.
All right, we'll give him a minute.
Showbiz, you know. How you doing, John?
I'm doing okay. How about you, Justin?
Good, man. Doing good. I'm excited to do this with you guys. Oh, he just popped off, so he'll probably jump back in a second. He probably had to restart his stuff. But John, yeah, you're the guy to pick Garbage, so I'm excited to dive into this. I guess while we're waiting, I could share a little bit about this past week. We were just talking a little bit.
Yeah, I wanted to. For all of you that don't know, Justin invited Noah and I to go see our last show, right? Which was Ghost.
Yep, the band
at Mohegan Sun, and unfortunately, neither one of us could make it. So we want to hear how the show went.
Yeah, it was pretty wild too, because Lady No Good, she got free tickets, which she typically does, just because we like to go to, gamble there a lot over at Mohegan Sun. So we ended up getting a free room. She got free tickets, and then like last minute, my account got free tickets. So that's where I was following up with you guys, saying like, hey, just want to throw this at you one more time. I do have free tickets now at this point. But I understand you guys couldn't make it. All good. But the show was awesome. It was really great. Technically, this was my third time seeing them do this tour, because the show was similar to the last two.
Okay.
Yeah. So this tour, actually, this was almost like a part two of their tour. Here's Noah. Let me see. Noah, is he back?
Hey,
there he is.
I had no idea what just happened. I think I literally lost internet right before you brought me.
As I clicked.
Yep.
It showed you on the little screen, like looking down. But you weren't moving, and then when we brought you on, it was just a black box. So,
oh geez, all right, yeah. To me, you froze, and then I was like, "Uh-oh, what happened?" And then
so your
internet cut out. I was like, "What the hell?"
It's all good. Showbiz, it happens.
Yeah. Technical difficulties, but we're here.
Exactly. We were just filling in some time. I was sharing a little bit about the show from this past
yeah, I want to hear about that.
It was a great opportunity to see him again. I was just mentioning that it was technically my third time seeing them for this tour, fourth time overall over the last, I guess, 2.5 years that Lady No Good and I have seen them. But so this tour was, the stage set up, and a majority of the songs were very similar to last year, the one we saw them, just like the design of everything. They did change a song, which was nice to just kind of get a little bit of a change up. Each time of those three tours, actually, they had like one or two songs that were different, so that was kind of nice. An incredible show. And for the tickets that I got that were free, I was mentioning that Lady No Good had 2 free ones, and then like last minute I got 2 free ones from Mohegan, so we had 4.
Yeah.
And so we used them all. Even though you guys couldn't come, we just like claimed all of them. So, and we asked the people if they could put the 4 together that handle the seating charts and all that stuff. So sure enough, they did. And these seats were like beyond perfect. We were right behind general admission, the first level that went up. So we could just see over the crowd, basically.
That's what I like.
We were head on.
Yeah.
We were head on. Yeah, it was so beautiful. And then we had 4 seats. So we were standing like, the majority of the time, but we were like dancing and everything. We didn't have to worry about like stepping on anybody's toes. Like we had the extra room, which was kind of nice. So yeah, it was great. Convenient to be at Mohegan Sun. It's so easy to just go in. The line was insanely long, but it did move quick. And then it's also just nice to, walk out afterwards and then boom, you're in the casino. So
yeah.
How did they handle the phone thing? Because I know they don't allow you to have phones in this show.
Right. Yeah. So and that was very new to us on the first when we kind of we were lucky the very first time we saw them, which was in like 2023, they didn't do the phone thing. So I liked that because I captured some stuff on my camera and stuff, but I got used to this other side of it, and I understand what they're trying to do. Wanting to make you live in the moment and appreciate what's in front of you, and I totally understand and respect that. The only thing that makes me nervous about this in general is knowing the kind of world we're in right now and the dangers of it. And God forbid there's an emergency that goes on within that stadium, or even a personal matter outside of it where my parents are trying to call me or something like that. Unfortunately, I would not be able to answer them during that time. So that part could be a little scary. I could understand if you're a parent and you have kids, that could be a little scary. But other than that, I do appreciate that we're in the moment. No one's like holding a phone in front of my face. That sort of thing is nice. So they put it in a little pouch, John. So the pouch you actually keep with you, but it locks. So you get to keep the pouch in your pocket, or that it gives you like a little string to wear as a necklace if you want. But I just kept it in my pocket. But like almost like a little purse, little merce.
I think I've had to do that before, actually. Now that you describe what it is, I don't remember what it was for. It might have been when I saw Greta Van Fleet at Mohegan Sun. I don't 100% remember, but that's at least nice that you have it with you.
Yeah. So and then there are locations that are dedicated. So like if you did need to step out, of the area, you could like go check your phone real quick, and then almost like a smoking area, but only for checking phone. So at least they had that. So if you did have to, run and make a call or something, you could. But yeah, and it's a little magnet piece. So like it wasn't the end of the world. I got used to it. I wouldn't be surprised if more people do this, more often. You might see it if you haven't already experienced it. Noah, it sounds like you definitely went through it before. So, but I think it's going to be kind of common. And again, other than the emergency thing, I think it's kind of fine. So, but yeah, that's really it. The show was great, and people were dressed up. We met a bunch of like friends. Yeah, did you see some of the stories? I actually asked like some people if I could just take pictures of them because they were dressed up in like the face paint and like the kind of evil nuns and all this other stuff. So cool. We got free bracelets. People always like make bracelets and give them away.
I saw your stuff, and then I saw Ghost posted a lot of stuff. But...
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I think they're going to release more. They sent us like an email that said, like, if you sign up for whatever, they'll send us more photos from that evening, like soon, essentially. So it's something I think they're doing for every show. Obviously you get on their like newsletter list or whatever, but at least you can kind of get some other personal like images of the show. And they did do a really cool like pan of the crowd during their last couple of songs where people, were just cheering and being on the big screen. So, kind of like a sporting event, kind of fun to be part of it that way. But
that's cool.
Hopefully next time they're around, we can all go down together.
I'll be retired
there. If they're yeah, that's right. Wherever we go, we'll go up and down the East Coast, man. I'd be down for that.
Shout out to Liz in the chat.
Hold on, sorry, my dog is barking here. Yeah, hello, what's up, Liz? So let's talk some garbage here, John. I'll talk to you. I'll send it to you. Like, tell us about like why you chose this. What's your experience with the band and this particular album? Give us some background.
Okay, so I was I'm looking at what we've played, and I'm trying to think of something that's a little bit different. And I realized that we hadn't had any female vocalists. So I'm like, I was bouncing around a couple different ideas. I thought about Blondie Parallel Lines, which is a great album. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that. But I kind of settled on Garbage because Shirley Manson, first off, I'm a big fan of redheads. I'm Scottish, and she's Scottish. So, it was just one of these, I also, I'll get into it a little bit later, but there's some other, things that I think are interesting about the band. But this album, I just really liked. 2005 when they did this. How you doing, Gore Vidal?
Good Gore.
When they toured, they played live, and it's all over YouTube, or was all over YouTube at the time.
Right.
They played over in Scotland. I can't think of the festival name, but I sent you guys a video of the show. I don't know if you had a chance to watch that, but
I didn't get to yet.
Yeah,
I did watch the little short that you sent. Yeah.
The one today or the one that I sent you a long time ago of them live?
Oh, I think it was the one I watched. The one today.
The one today, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that was another thing. Shirley's very outspoken, and I appreciate that. I think we need that right now. You know, she's a little bit younger than me, a year or two, and she just really doesn't give a fuck. You know, she's just out there going, "Hey." But I was lucky enough to see them, oh, probably 10, 12 years ago when they kind of returned. And it was the first show of the tour in Boston. And they played a club of about 350 people. And she's like, this is the smallest club we've played since we started.
Wow.
And it was just so intimate. I mean, like she walked right past me. It was just really cool situation. But
that's
yeah,
awesome.
I thought this was a really cool album. They're, you know, it's 10 years into their career. When Noah said he'd never even heard of them, I thought, okay, here's a chance to introduce somebody.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, it's still hard to believe to me that it's 20 years old or, you know, going to be 21.
Right. Yeah.
So
I love that you were able to get that opportunity to see them in such a personable, you know, small group. You know, the 350 is like, and again, after they've already been established, like all that stuff is like so rare. I feel like I wish more artists did that. I had a chance to see Lady Gaga in Vegas, and she did a jazz rendition, and it wasn't 350, but it was probably like a couple thousand or whatever, five, maybe I don't know, 4,000. Like it was smaller than her normal shows, put it that way, and even that felt, you know, like closer,
very intimate.
Yeah.
Those types of shows are awesome, and they kind of do their own thing. Whereas, like when they're in the bigger stadium, they can't do as much with the crowd and things like that. So
yeah. John, I'm curious why, because and Gore made an interesting point. He said, "Good to see you. Garbage early albums are excellent, precious, an homage to the Pretenders. Maybe my favorite song by them." I was curious as to why you picked this particular album compared to some of their others. I know like their hits. I've heard of, you know, a majority of their hits just from radio and being played in backgrounds in movies and things like that. But you know, when I went to listen to this album, I realized I didn't recognize one song. And I actually showed my wife, and she was, you know, she also like, she grew up, you know, listening to Garbage, or, you know, heard of them. And she's like, oh, I know. She's like, I know a lot of their stuff. And I showed her that album. She's like, oh, I actually don't know this album compared to everything else. So I'm just curious, if there was a particular, you know, reasoning behind choosing this album.
This was an album, you know, 2005 MTV was still a little bit of a thing. And I saw that live performance, and she sang several of these songs. So I went out and I bought the CD. Now I had the earlier stuff. And when I thought about it, I wanted to introduce this album rather than the earlier stuff, which kind of had more, we'll say, hits. I did think about possibly throwing out the idea of doing a greatest hits album, but then I thought, no, that's cheap. So yeah, this particular album, I just really like. I mean, Bleed Like Me, Bad Boyfriend, Run Baby Run, Metal Heart. There's a lot of songs on this album that I just like. I think they're a little more mature at this point. They've been together, like I said, for 10 years.
Yeah.
The thing I wanted to kind of throw out there is that what people may not know about is that we've got to hi to everybody there. From Kenneth Bird. All right. Hello, Kenneth.
Kenneth.
Butch Vig is their drummer. And Butch Vig was the producer for Nevermind by Nirvana. And he was the producer for Siamese Dream by Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So he's got a background in grunge.
Huge.
But these guys are from, I mean, they're from the Minneapolis, Madison, Wisconsin. They're like from, you know, Midwesterners.
Yeah.
All three of them. And then they enlisted Shirley. They were talking about, a couple of them were in a band together, and Steve was kind of working with them. and they saw Shirley on MTV do a video with her band Angelfish in Scotland. On there was a kind of an alternative show, 120 minutes. They saw her and they contacted her to say, "Hey, will you sing one song?" And she flew over. They flew her over, and she ended up joining the band.
Wow,
so
that's cool.
That's kind of how the band
came together.
Yeah, Liz there.
Liz was hooked.
I know Liz. She's all in on Bad Boyfriend.
It's great. Gore had said something about Parallel Lines is a fantastic album as well.
Yes, Parallel Lines. That may be an album that we come around to at some point, because I agree. Parallel Lines is a fantastic album.
Nice. I'm down for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I want to go last.
Oh man, I was gonna say no. Go ahead, kick it off.
I knew you were about to do it too. I was like, I want to go last. I'm curious what you have to say first.
Yeah. So here I want to walk you guys through my journey with this. So, and I don't know if this might have partially been like a mood thing for me. Like I had to, like all music, like, you know, when I jump into something, I typically usually when I'm like picking what I want to listen to at that moment, it's because I feel I'm in that mood for whatever. When it comes to new stuff, I gotta be in the mood to just want to be into the new stuff or whatever, or just try new stuff or just explore. And I'm always open to it. I just gotta, sometimes I gotta be in that right kind of mindset or emotion. Same. Yeah. Yep. So I think when I put this album on, it like the first few songs, like nothing grabbed me per se. It was just kind of like, okay. And I'll admit, I might've even been a little distracted. Again, this is my first listen through, and you guys know, a minimum 7 times I give any album a full chance. And I'm way past the 7-time mark now with this album. But that first time through, I listened to probably the first like 3 or 4 songs, and I'm just kind of like, okay, like I knew their other stuff. Like I knew their hits, some of the hit singles, from the other albums. So I think that also might have been, me projecting, like expecting that or whatever. And even though it has similar sound, it wasn't like the catchiness that I think I was like looking for at that moment, or I don't know, for whatever reason, it didn't grab me. So by the time it did grab me, because again, this was like this journey for me, was Sex Is Not the Enemy, which is track 7, technically, out of what do we have? 12 songs, I think. Is that right? Yeah, 12 songs. So at least for the original. I'm looking at the deluxe now. So from that moment on, I got really into the album, and I found myself actually going back to tracks 6 through 12, basically the last 5 albums or songs. Almost said issues. And I love those songs. And that was in the beginning, I just found myself listening to those 5. And then I'm like, okay, I got to go back and give this a fair shot. Like, let's start back from the beginning. And over time, I got into Run Baby Run. Why Do You Love Me? Like, ended up becoming one of my favorites. I think it was, I don't know if I was just kind of missing it in the beginning or kind of going over it. Right Between the Eyes started to come up. But even to now, like the last 5 songs, I mean, I think like The Boys Want to Fight. I love that song. I just love it. I love that song.
It surprised me that you put that as the first when you posted that we were going to be,
oh yeah, dude. I was like
background music.
That was like being replayed a few times, like before I was ready to move on to the next song, like Boys Want to Fight. So that one, it's all over, but the crying.
Yeah.
And then, the one right after, Why Don't You Come Over? So Why Don't You Come Over? I told my wife, like, I'm like, listen to this album with me. When we were driving to Mohegan, I'm like, this is a good time. Let's jam out. Let me show you a few songs. We didn't go through the whole album, but I said, let me show you a few songs as to what I'm really liking from this garbage album. She goes, okay. So we start at Sex Is Not the Enemy. She's like, oh, okay, yeah. She's like, it's totally them. Like, I like this. Like, I'm like, yeah, it's catchy. And then I played the next, just went right into the next one. It's all over but the crying. She's like, all right, yeah, like, slower, but like I like the tune. Boys Want to Fight. She really liked Boys Want to Fight. I'm like, see the lyrics. Like, she was like laughing with the lyrics and everything. Thought it was good. And then we get into Why Don't You Come Over? And as she starts listening to it, she's like, I like the other three more than this one. And she said that in like the first verse. Like we didn't even like get into it, you know? And I'm like, hey, hang on. Like, let's just, you know, let it play through here. So we get through the chorus like the first time, and I'm like dancing and like singing to it. Like, like the whole song is like, why don't you come over? Da, 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 da. And then, and she's like, oh yeah, this is really catchy actually. And then we like ended up listening to that song like 2 more times. So this is like the journey I took on this. It was on me to like go back to the beginning and give those songs more of a shot. And I'm glad I did, because the whole album, I generally loved the entire thing. I really enjoyed it. And it's I will say, I feel like, and again, this is why I love that we're doing this. I don't think I ever would find myself falling into a garbage album, especially this one, of any of them, because anyone who I even mention it to is like, oh, I know some of their other albums, but they don't mention this album per se.
Yeah, everybody knows.
And I love,
everybody knows it's, you know, I'm only happy when it rains, and you know,
right. All the top Spotify hits or whatever. Which so and for me, and I'll tell you, John, I will ask, please don't ever make me listen to a greatest hits album. I love finding the stuff that nobody listens to. I love finding the things that no one gives a chance.
That was my thought process. When Noah said that he had never listened to him, I thought maybe a greatest hits album, but I was kind of like, no, push that to the side. So
yeah, at least not as a first intro, like maybe after, you know, like but first intro, I want to hear some of the lesser known stuff even.
But sometimes those not as popular songs are some of the better ones too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at Boston, right? When we listened to Boston, you guys, we were on very opposite sides. I loved the last 2 songs. You guys were like, yeah, the last 2 songs was probably the weakest song. I'm like, nah, man, give me more of those last 2 songs. But anyway, so yeah.
The show that I was trying to think of earlier was Glastonbury. So it's Glastonbury Festival, 2005. Nice, and I highly recommend you guys check that out, because you really get to see Shirley's fierceness on stage.
Yeah.
She runs down, she jumps off the stage, she runs down, she's patting hands with everybody. Somebody has a blow-up doll. She takes it up on stage. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
You need to see her, you need to see the performance. But when you were talking about I think it's Run Baby Run, or Why Do You Love Me? No, it's Why Do You Love Me?
Yeah,
she is like just prowling that stage. She's going in circles, and I
love it.
You gotta check it out. Glastonbury 2005.
And that song's got a lot of energy. I mean, a lot of them do. Like I could see, whoever's leading the way with this, singing this, like, it's got to be, you know, moving, because that's what it makes you want to do. Ultimately, this whole album, you know.
Gore Vidal he made a good comment.
Talked about Glastonbury performance.
No, but the one before.
Actually. About Shirley Manson.
Yeah, that punk sass and attitude. I agree. You know.
Nice. Yeah. All right, Noah. What are your general thoughts, Noah?
Okay, so hold on. Let me pick up something that you were talking about, how you enjoyed mostly the second half of this album, which I thought was very interesting, because we've talked before a lot about how there's like that second half of the album like fall off almost. Yeah. So that's actually I just want to say that's interesting that you liked that second half. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So my little journey with this album was very similar to you, Justin, where like actually, the first time I listened to it, right off the beginning, Bad Boyfriend, I was like, all right, yeah, like I can get into this. And then the more I got into it, it's like, okay, yeah, we're definitely like that early 2000s rock vibe. Like, okay, like I'm feeling it. And then I kept going, and, you know, it was good the first listen through. The in between, I probably listened to it like the same time you did, maybe like 6 or 7 times. And like the whole middle section of me listening to it, I don't know what happened, but I didn't get hooked on it anymore. It was only that first listen through, and then I went back to it. I was like, I don't know why it doesn't hit for me as much anymore.
Oh, interesting.
And then I came back to it. I was listening to it yesterday and today, and it got better. I was like, okay, yeah, like it was definitely one of those things where I had to listen to it a lot in order to get into it. The Run Baby Run was one of the good, like I liked a lot of the beginning songs, again with that whole like kind of second half of the drop off. The crying one, I totally just
it's all over but the crying.
Yeah, that one I actually started to like even more because I started really listening to the lyrics. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, she's talking about like suicide and things like that. That's the vibe that I got from that. So I thought that was interesting. I started to like that song a little bit more when I dove into that. Overall, though, I just didn't get crazy hooked on this. And I think one of the reasons, I had to think about this a lot today. I think one of the reasons is because I'm comparing it to other like early 2000s and like grunge and punk albums that I have heard before. I think the difference between this and what we've listened to before with like Ghost and oh my god, what was the other
Wild Cherry? Avantasia.
Avantasia, yes.
Yeah.
Like those albums, it was a genre I haven't really listened to before. It was definitely different, and so that's what I think what made me more intrigued by those.
Yeah, it got like your attention.
Yeah, I think this one I couldn't help comparing it to other ones, and then I just wasn't as into it, I think.
That's fair.
And that's okay. I mean,
yeah,
I really was looking for something that would, it was a little bit, well, one, different probably than people would expect from me. I sit here and say, hey, this is a new album. It's 20 years old. But I was looking again, trying to bring something different, a little bit different in than what we've done.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not expecting 10s out of this album. I'm really not. But I am like Noah. I think the second half does kind of fall off.
Man, it's crazy.
And I mean, I was actually listening to the second half again just to kind of, because I've listened to this album a lot. I mean, I had it on CD, but and again, I like the later stuff, but I think what it was is that the first half of the album, at least at the time, was so much different than a lot of the earlier garbage stuff. So maybe that's what jumped off at me.
Sure.
It made me think, hey, I'm really liking where they're going with this.
Yeah.
So that made it where this is my favorite garbage album.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, do you find yourself still enjoying that second half, or are they just like kind of skippable for you?
Oh no, I'll listen to the whole album.
Okay.
I think that I think my favorite song is it's between Bad Boyfriend and Bleed Like Me.
Okay.
Bleed Like Me is kind of a modern day version of Take a Walk on the Wild Side, maybe.
Oh yeah, okay.
If you've ever heard that song.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wanted to give a little perspective to, or just mention this while we're talking about this. So, and I guess to know what you were talking about and who you were comparing this to at that time, and who else was out at that time. And I feel like you had mentioned like kind of early 2000s. Garbage really was like more late 90s. And there's a difference. There's definitely a difference.
Yeah.
And obviously this came out later, but what they were capturing, music at that time, like younger audiences could view that as, oh, this is older, coming out in 2005. And to give you perspective, are you familiar with the band Taking Back Sunday?
No.
I've seen them live.
Okay. Man, that's so crazy, Noah. You like just missed, like
I did.
It's like you're not missed, but like it's just in a area that you were just like too young, but yet it wasn't that long ago. I feel like for me, obviously, but like
I was in diapers. So I would be listening to what my mom made me listen to.
Oh, right, yeah, that's fair. And I did the same. But so 2005, I was rocking out to Make Damn Sure by Taking Back Sunday, which is still like just my summer jam from high school is what I picture that to be. And so if you listen to that song or other songs of that genre, at least, again, this is just one particular genre, it's totally different. Like these are just two different things. And for me and most of my friends in high school at that time, we're not listening to garbage. We were listening to kind of these like underground, I don't want to call them emo, but like, wearing the tight jeans and, wearing girl tight jeans before they were out kind of thing. Like, keys hanging off the belt, like that kind of style. And Garbage was just a different era. Like it was just like they came out with this album and they were still doing their thing, and still, even to John's point, they did, change their sound a little bit, but it still, to me, would have, I feel like if I listened to Garbage back then, I feel like I would have said, "Oh, this just sounds more like late '90s," than what this is. And to me, Make Damn Sure is very modern, and even though it's not, I mean, I guess it's 20, it's coming on 20 years, 21 years, but anyways, I was just I wanted to give perspective to anyone who might be familiar with a band like Taking Back Sunday, because they are two very different styles. And it's just interesting that this album came out at the same time. So
yeah, I'm thinking about it. Like 2005, I'm 41.
Yeah.
Shirley's 39, 40. She's playing Glastonbury. She's mid-card. Listen to me, I sound like a wrestling. But, the middle of, she's in the middle of the show. Like they're not headlining or anything.
Right.
So there's people there that are like, get the old lady off the stage, and she just crushes it,
Yeah. Probably shocks, like throws a lot of people off in a good way. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Which is aggressively relaxing. Just, yeah.
What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Yeah. Since I saw Garbage last year, that's awesome. When you look at rock acts like that never put, look at rock acts that never put down their morals for audiences. Garbage and REM are heroes of the 90s. Yeah. Well said.
Yeah.
I've seen REM twice.
So. Yeah. Nice.
I definitely hear the 90s in their music. I was just saying, like, this album, there were a few of the songs, and I think it was Run Baby Run. It wasn't necessarily Bad Boyfriend. I think Bad Boyfriend definitely was more like coming out of the 90s. Run Baby Run, it's almost like I feel like some of their songs is one of those end credit songs that you'd hear at the end of a early 2000s movie. If that makes sense to like how I'm thinking about it, like it's just that, like that's what made me like think about it. But
it's ironic you say that, because the song they did before they put out this album was the soundtrack for James Bond, The World Is Not Enough.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay.
So they definitely have had some outros to movies. There you go.
Yeah, they did the intro on that one.
Their intro,
yeah.
But yeah, no. And that video you sent, John, where she was talking about the music industry and how, it's how it affects actual like working musicians. And I loved her energy in that. Like, she's so like how we were talking about earlier, like that punk attitude. I think in person, I would 100% enjoy watching them. But I think what it also was for me too was her vocals in this album. It wasn't anything like this album didn't really blow me away with any song per se. Like, I never was like, oh yeah, that's a really good like guitar riff. Like, I'm really getting hooked to that, or wow, she really hit that note. Like, there wasn't anything like that for me in this album. I think that's just what caused me to not get as hooked to it. I think there was nothing like standoffish. Yes, like it had its, its own thing within it, and it had the different songs. Like it had, All But the Crying, like that one was a little bit slower. There was some that were a little bit more upbeat, some were a little bit more dancey, some, a little bit more down, but which is great. I love, variety in the album. We've talked about that before, having that, actual variety of music in a single album. And I did enjoy that, but yeah, I don't know. I just
say totally okay. Like I said, I'm trying to throw some stuff out there that's a little bit different. I mean, I threw Boston as a kind of a big album that, everybody should listen to.
Right.
I did want to come up with something a little bit different. Here.
Absolutely. And
the Boston album was like perfect too, because I feel like to the current generations, most people are going to just hear that. Oh, I mean, I know they're viewed at this anyways as like a one-hit wonder, but like most people are going to just be like, oh, Boston, yeah, that one song, yeah, I know it, and then they'd move on because it's played in band and in bars and all this stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
But I like that we took the time to listen to that whole album, because that's an album too that I like. I love that album, and I now can always look back at that and it's in the rotation. It's like a song, like an album I can talk to with other people who are fans of the band just in general, and it's just nice to be able to have that connection. And then same thing with this. It's like I never would have. I just never would have. You know, I never would have went back to listen to the Boston album. I never would have listened to the Garbage album, and again, unless somebody had really gone out of their way to recommend it. And it's really tough to get recommendations of an album that came out in 2005 nowadays. So I love that you went in this direction, John. And this is definitely, yeah, I think for me, if I ever see them as an opportunity to go see them live, I absolutely would like to do that, you know. So they're on my radar. If you ever see them, let me know if they're near you. If they're at Mohegan Sun, man, I'm there, you know. Maybe I got some free tickets.
They are definitely a band that is better live.
Okay, yeah,
far better live.
Yeah,
I feel like great. That's great.
Yeah, when you guys were talking about the energy that she brings, like I think it was that live show you were talking about where she was walking around on the stage and doing. I think like her performance would be really good. Well, yeah, this album, and I also did actually go into their artist's page and I started like just throwing on like their biggest hits.
I was gonna ask if you listened to
honestly, even those ones I couldn't. I don't know what it is. I couldn't
the style.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, Noah. I bought all the early albums, and I would play them. The earlier stuff didn't pull me in like this album did. This album did pull me in more than the earlier stuff.
And that's interesting because it looks like when I was looking at their page, it looks like a lot of their earlier stuff is like the more popular,
way more popular.
Yeah. So that's actually really interesting. But I love that though. I love those, you know, kind of hidden gems of albums and or songs that nobody thinks about. Just like how we were just talking about the Boston album. Like everyone knows the one song, but that album is great. And there's so many good songs in that album. But yeah, I again, the more I listened to this, the more I was constantly like tapping my foot. Like it's not like I just wasn't in it because it's music. I'm gonna, you know, enjoy it.
I think honestly, you might walk away with Run Run Baby Run as in your on one of your playlists someplace, but you might never listen to the rest of it again. I'm totally okay with that because it just
it could be also one of those things where it's just not the right time for me to listen to this album. Totally. I think that's happened to me so many times where this actually happened to me with one album where I listened to it and listened to it and listened to it. Everyone talked about this album and I don't know what it was. I couldn't get into it. I didn't think it was as good as everyone said. And then I came back to it like maybe years later and someone had put me back onto it. And I was like, wow, every single song in this album is really good. So it might be just one of those things where this isn't the right time for me to be listening to this. And then, maybe a year down the line, I put this back on and I really enjoy it. So that it happens to me sometimes. So
happens to all of us.
Yeah.
Of course, this Daydream Nation by Sonic Youth and the Pretenders debut album would make for an interesting discussion. The 2000s was when I heard Franz Ferdinand, the Hives, the Strokes. I felt the Pretender influences. Yeah, that's a good. I could definitely say that. Franz Ferdinand, I was all over like mid 90s, I remember, or I guess late 90s, technically, early 2000s. But one thing I wanted to highlight was as Noah, you brought up, like kind of going back to the other stuff. Like after listening to this album a couple times, I'm like, let me go back and just make sure, like, see which songs I kind of recognize from them again. And I realize most of the songs from version 2.0 that came out in 98 are songs that like are legitimately like I was 10 years old and like just had people around me that was listening to that. And like that song, When I Grow Up, I was that like was that part of a show or a movie? Because I feel like I just know every word of that song and like it's very random, but it is on their top 10. And then I know like Stupid Girl and Only Heaven When It Rains. Like those are definitely some really, to me, some bigger ones. Queer, Push It. So yeah, it just was interesting because I would have said to you, Noah, like that would also be a good test is to just go listen to a couple other songs, and it just might not the whole band just might not be for you, in that regard, at least not.
Yeah, right now, I think it would definitely be something I would come back to. I think when I'm more in, maybe I don't know if I just wasn't in the mood for this, but
at least you gave it a shot.
Ever since you
Yeah.
had it, you said that this would be the next album. I started listening to it, I think like that same week. So it's just weird that it's taken me this long and I'm still not.
Well, one of the things
maybe you're broken, Noah. Maybe you're just broken.
I probably am. I might be a little tired from this month.
Just kidding.
One of the things.
Somebody fix Noah.
Yeah. One of the things that I find is if I listen to an album and it doesn't grab me, Gore Vidal. Gore, I agree with you on Chrissie Hynde and the Pretenders. I'm not as heavy on Sonic Youth, but what I find is if it takes me a while to get into it, but I keep going back to it, is that it starts to become one of my favorite albums, or it's an album that I really listen to a lot. But I'm with you. I mean, there's bands that I'm just starting to listen to now. Like I mentioned a while back, the Grateful Dead. My wife's seen them several times. I never understood the Grateful Dead attraction, and now I'm just starting to really enjoy them.
Yep.
And it's just maybe that's, I'm in that headspace now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's actually another band I haven't fully gotten into, but I know the hype.
Same.
But
I mean, some stuff's just an acquired taste too. Like some stuff just like you need time with it. Like I mean, you literally need time. Like there at some point in this show, we are going to listen to one of my favorite metal bands, Opeth, who I'm actually going to see this Thursday.
Nice.
Opeth is a band that I think, it's an acquired taste. It took me a long time to get into. It was a band that was played for me through my boss at the time, back when I worked in retail, and he was just a big metalhead and like insisted to just always play this on the overhead. And like, at first I'm like, what is this stuff? Like, this is just like, damn, like I wish I was the boss so I could like play music I wanted to play, and like I would just listen to it so much to where I got so familiar with the riffs and the solos and the heaviness and the clean vocals, like everything. And they're literally my favorite band now, but it took a while for me to get there. And it wasn't actually until I saw them live, because eventually he's like, just come see them live with me one time. The album, they're one of their album. I'm like, all right. And we went like but just to give an example, like there's stuff that I legitimately was like, this is like borderline, like not good. I was probably more harsh at the time, even because I'm just like, I was into like hardcore and whatever at that moment, and comparing it to like that stuff and not being as open-minded about it. But I just say all that to say, the open mind, or the sometimes you just like need to give it time and get so familiar with it where like, it kind of just becomes one of your favorite things. So
you said you were listening to that over like store speakers. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So what's funny about that is when I worked in retail for like almost 3 years, they had a CD that they'd put in, and the company would just have the music. And
we would turn that
off. The same. We would turn that songs every day.
Oh yeah.
So it's one of those things, like you said, it's like, all right, you just start getting used to it, and then But in that space, though, the music sounds so much different in like cheap speakers that are like high above your head. You actually listen to some of like there are so many songs from my retail store that I heard later on, and I'm like, wait a minute, I know this song. And I'm like, oh my god! And then I just like
you can like hear it in good quality.
Like a song that I really enjoy, and then that actually happened to me with the Black. I think the Black Keys, guys know. The Gold on the Ceiling. I think that was one song where I just heard it over and over. I'm like, I'm in retail. Like, this is not, this isn't something I was into. But then I heard it somewhere else in my car, on
like
my phone,
outside of work.
Yeah. And I got really into the Black Keys after that. So it's that's really funny that you kind of had the same experience.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
Liz, I don't know what you're talking about. Drag ropes. Drag races, the TV show,
or an in-person drag race.
Yeah.
Drag ropes. I'll look that up right now.
I'm actually curious of it.
It's a song by Storm Corrosion.
Oh yeah, I know Storm Corrosion.
Oh, okay.
No, it's
there we go. Oh, she says it's from Opeth.
Oh, I say I know Storm Corrosion. Oh, I don't know that song. Unless is that the full title? I'm not familiar with it.
Punch Us. I thought they were your favorite band.
I'm not looking forward to the Opeth album.
I just looked it up. Do you know them, John? Do you know them?
I do know them. In fact, I'm not positive I haven't seen them.
Storm Corrosion comes up, Liz. I think you're thinking of Storm Corrosion. I mean, I listen to Storm Corrosion too. I don't know that song in particular, but
I just looked up Opeth, and
so I will say, Opeth. There are many faces of Opeth. There's many. So like the one album, Noah, to give you an idea, like I mentioned, we played it on the overhead. One of the albums, not the one that I was like having a hard time getting into, a different album. Called Damnation. He would play on the overhead during the day because a lot of the stuff he'd have to play at night or like before the store really opened, like because it was heavy stuff. We didn't want to scare the customers out,
right?
But he would play this one album that had nothing but clean vocals throughout the entire thing, and it almost is like a different band in a sense. And I remember that one time this older lady came up to us and she was like shopping in the store or whatever, and she's like, excuse me, can I talk to your manager? Like, and she goes to him and she goes, who is this? This is beautiful music. And he's like, oh, it's a band called Opeth. She's like, Opeth, what kind of music do they make? He's like, well, they make Swedish doom death metal, and this is their album from 2004. She's like, oh my god. Well, she's like, well, this is beautiful. And he's like, well, let me get you the album. And he gets her the album. He goes, if you're enjoying this, you will love the entire thing through and through. Take this one, take this home with you. And then as he was like ringing her out, he warned her and said, don't go any further than this album. Just stay in this album. She goes,
stay in this lane.
Well, thank you.
Right.
But she loved it. And that's where I think like, and look, some of their albums are mixed where like some of it's that, some of it's heavy. Like, so that's where I'm like, I'm not gonna do it now, but just at some point, like you guys, I have a feeling you'll appreciate some of it. So,
and I always appreciate some of it. It's the fact that there we go.
Yeah. So
Liz is checking it out. All right.
Nice. I'll have to check it out. Thanks.
But it's the fact that I have a hard time listening to a whole album, kind of like what Noah was talking about with this album.
Yeah.
I have a hard time listening to a whole album. Now, seeing them live is a whole different thing.
Right.
You see them live, it's a completely different thing. So,
yes.
That's why I say I'm a little.
Well, if you want to start going to live shows, John, let's do it. If that's what you're hinting towards, John, let's go one more level with this show. No, I hear you, man. I hear you. And look, that's a big difference too, right? Like you said, like it's the full album thing is not for everybody. It's like one way that I digest music now. I prefer it. I don't like to just listen to one-offs. I don't necessarily like mixed, what do you call it, like playlists or whatever. Like I'm not usually a fan of that stuff unless it's like I'm with a group of friends or I'm at a party or something like that where it's like it's almost secondary, if I'm just by myself, like I'm just gonna start at track 1 or in the case of Garbage, track 7.
Gore.
Yeah, that's same with me too. I could not get into full album listens until later on in my life. I was never a full album listener until I got older, but now I am. But I am different. I do like to make playlists though. I love making playlists. I have so many.
That's fair. And like I said, I mean, I have playlists. A lot of them are more like party playlists for like when I go to like Vegas and stuff like that. But again, it's like secondary, background music almost when we're like getting ready to go out or whatever, that kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
But I totally get it.
I'm laughing at Gore Vidal's comment here. My oldest went to an art school, and one of their teachers was a member of the Gang of Four.
Oh, really? You know one of the teachers in school? I don't know.
They come home and they're like, "Dad, you ever heard Gang of Four?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, my teacher, is like, "Cool."
Gore, I'll check this out. Yeah, Gang of Four. Never heard of them. This is cool too. Just getting kind of some recs from the chat and stuff. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I love this right now. Actually,
yeah. And hey, I didn't get to say this earlier, but anybody who's not following these two, make sure you do. So I put their links in the description below. I always mean to say it at the beginning, but appreciate you guys doing this.
Okay, you've got another show at 9. So we need to rank this album.
Yeah, let's do it.
Final thoughts and things.
Yeah, John, you're going last, right? Because this is yours. I think you should go last.
Okay.
I think we should make Noah go first.
Wow. All right.
Okay, Noah, I can take it. I'm not.
You're not gonna hurt John's feelings.
It's nothing against you, John. It's nothing against you. We all like different music. but no, I mean this album, it was one of those things like every album. It warmed up to it. It got better the more I listened to it. It was just the weird, like I don't know. I really this is definitely going to be the lowest ranked album that I've ever done on the show. I think I'm going to give it a 6.
Okay.
I was teetering between a 5 and a 6. I don't want to fully put it at a 5 because I started to like it more. So I'm going to put it at a 6.
I think 6 is a very fair to me that still says solid. To me,
that's honest with you. I'm cool.
I thought you were going to go to like 4 or something.
No, I was almost 5. I honestly really almost put it at 5, but again, I wanted to wait for my final decision until we talked about it, because sometimes when we talk about things,
right,
sometimes it'll change our scores. So
true, that's true. Yeah, that's
I think I'd put it at a 6. And I think it just might be one of those things I have to come back to later on.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like right now,
or you don't. You know, it's totally okay.
Yeah. And it's like, to me, a 6 says I didn't hate the album. I didn't love it either, but like, sure, I found some things about it that I liked, some things I didn't care for, and it's just kind of in the middle for you. And I think that's, if anything, it's a little above in the middle for you. So
it's a little above, because there were like I said, I'm tapping my foot the whole time. Like it's and
it's not like you're like holding your ears. Yeah,
right. It was just very like kind of middle of the road for me, but I'm gonna put it a little bit above that. Put it at 6.
I think that's fair. And by the way, as we do this little segment, anyone in the chat, like, feel free to leave a grade down below. Curious, like, how everybody liked this album for those who took the time to listen to it.
Absolutely.
Just like a simple 1 through 10, 10 being your favorite album kind of level.
Yeah. Sounds like Liz Ann's gonna put it up there because she said she liked it a lot.
Yeah, that's why I was curious, like where it falls for Liz and Gore. For me, I like I said, I had a lot of fun with this album. I think this is a really solid album. I think that I'm glad that we took the time to listen to this, because it's definitely introduced me to new stuff that I enjoyed and will enjoy or continue to enjoy. Like I said, if I get an opportunity to see them live at some point, I'd love to do that, and maybe with you guys if it's somewhere local. But yeah, I think for me, this is I'm gonna give it an 8. And I think that I was like borderline 7, 8, and ultimately it's like feel good music for me. Like, I can fall back on this anytime and know that I can just cruise through something I enjoy. And I think it's just something mood wise. Like, there was nothing wrong with the album. Like the first half didn't grab me at first, but later it did. Like there's nothing wrong with the album. There was not really a song that I skipped ever. Things like that. And I like looked forward to, certain songs. So to me, that between a 7 and an 8, if I'm teetering, but yeah, I enjoyed it. So, there you go. If we're doing halves, I'll do a 7.5. So there you go.
Yeah, there you go. If we're doing half, we'll do 5.5.
Yeah.
So Justin, you need to watch the video that I sent today.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Because,
that was a cool video.
She talks about how they can't afford to tour the US anymore.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. They can literally do the coasts, and how artists today are making like $12 a month off of Spotify.
Oh, yes.
And that we're all going to end up with a bunch of white bread, uninspired shit. For music. So
no one's going to take a risk in music anymore. I honestly, that kind of put my score up a little bit, was that video, because I'm like, okay, I like her attitude. Like,
just wait till you see her live. Watch Glastonbury.
I think it is definitely one of those things where I feel like I would enjoy them a lot more live.
So
Liz gave it an 8.
Yep.
Liz went with an 8.
That's what I thought you were going to give it.
Yeah.
Okay.
There, Liz.
So honestly, I was with Gore. I was at 7.5, so I'm going to go with a 7, because I'm going to. Okay. So that puts us at a 7.
Yeah, average.
And I think that's pretty fair.
Absolutely.
I was not expecting this album to be, I wasn't looking to blow anybody's mind with it or anything. Just trying to introduce somebody to a band that I really like, a singer that I really respect. Talented band. I mean, the band is talented.
Yeah.
So that was it. So
Love
yeah,
it.
looks like we're a lot of us are in that. And I mean, Noah was all of 4 or 5 when this came out. So
yeah, that's right.
Can't catch up over here.
Yeah. So
yeah, no,
yeah, you weren't even that old, right?
In
2005.
2005, I was 3.
Yeah, you're 3.
Yep.
He's out of diapers.
yeah, I was out.
I'm like, oh, it hurts.
How do you think I feel? My
I'm like,
kids
yeah, I'm like, in my mind I graduated 06, so I'm like, yeah, if I was like just getting into senior year.
Justin, you could have been my like babysitter.
I was a kid, yeah, I could have. Yeah. Crazy. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, it wasn't that long ago. 2005, that's like 3 years ago. What?
Right? That's what happens to us.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want to talk about Noah, you're next up. Do you know what the next album is?
I do have it ready. I also have a physical version of it. And so last album I picked, we did Kendrick Lamar, very modern rap. We are gonna keep it hip hop, except we're gonna go back in time a little bit with a group, and this group being A Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah,
I remember the album being Midnight Marauders.
All right,
nice. Hold on,
I know a little bit, but
nice.
that's cool because that's exactly the kind of stuff I want to be introduced to.
Absolutely. I couldn't stop going back to this album when I was trying to figure out what one I wanted to pick next.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop going back to it. And I think the concept of it is really cool. I wouldn't call it a concept album. It might be. I don't know if I'd say that per se. But I really enjoy it. As a whole, it's a cool album. And it actually inspired a Logic album later years where he did a very similar thing to this album. So I see what happens.
All right.
Sweet.
Sounds like good.
I'm already getting them queued up here for later. What was
Gore
the album?
Gore wants Britney. We're gonna have to have him come on, and we'll do a Britney album.
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't know.
I kind of like Christina better, but hey, whatever.
I don't know if I really like listen.
Honestly, I don't know either. My kids listen to that stuff, but
I can say I'm sure I know like every word to every song for Britney. Oh, by the way, since we're talking about like these early 2000s pop artists, I am in 2 weeks. So I told you this Thursday I'm going to see Opeth in Catatonia. In 2 weeks I am going to Vegas with Lady No Good because she invited me. She bought tickets and I said, sure, I'll go because it's Vegas and I'm just trying to get back to Vegas. She invited me to go see with her at the Sphere, the Backstreet Boys. So I'm strapped in and got to get some baby blue hat or something, t-shirt apparently. But it's at the Sphere, which I'm like so pumped for. And so I'm gonna have to report that back to you guys too, just because we're always talking music here. I do have a positive mindset going into it. I was never a fan, but I know most.
I know I've heard it. My kids,
just because
I've heard like the few songs
high school and everything. Yeah, they were all on the radio all the time. They were probably part of my, retail overhead, being too back then. So anyways, just want to share that since we were just talking about Britney. And I've already been making a ton of jokes because it's Backstreet Boys. So I keep telling her I can't wait to see Justin Timberlake. Even though he was part of NSYNC. I told her, I said, I'm gonna wear a Timberlake shirt, and then I'm gonna stand next to people online and be like, hey, like, you excited to meet Timberlake too? Who's your favorite? Or whatever. And she's like, if you do that, I do not know you. She's like, I'm gonna step aside and you're gonna get your ass beat by a bunch of Backstreet Boy fans. I said, well, Liz said her daughter listened to it.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah. If we're talking about concerts, the one I went to a while ago, actually I'm wearing a shirt, Chris Webby. That was a pretty good concert. He's just local CT rapper.
Nice.
Pretty cool. I would compare him to like Eminem. Very outgoing. It was a great show. And actually tomorrow I'm going to a concert. I'm going to see Carter Faith because my girlfriend is a big fan of her. She's a country artist.
Country, I was gonna say, yeah, I know the name.
Yeah,
nice.
So I got my cowboy boots and hat ready to go.
Heck
that I got from Texas.
With the
so
shit kickers on.
I love it. I love it. I love country, man. We're doing a country album at some point. Just so
at some point, yeah. I'm also going to do one. I'm also
Yeah.
seeing Chris Stapleton in August at Fenway
God,
Park.
he's so good. He is so good, man.
Yeah,
His stuff
I
is so
can't
good.
wait.
I saw him once a couple years ago. He was very, very good.
Yeah,
our ideas of country are probably way different.
I mean, I'm a bit old school. I'm a little more old school. Not Johnny Cash old school, but like Garth Brooks old school. If that means anything to anybody.
Yeah.
Garth Brooks and Dunn. That's kind of where I fall, thanks to my mom. Anyways, cool. Well, hey, yeah, enjoy the concerts. It's really cool.
I'm glad. I'm glad to see you going, Noah. It's time.
Take some pictures and videos.
Yeah, I know. I was happy to go to this one in November, and now we got another one. And I'm also trying to see AC/DC in.
I think I saw him start to freeze, and then I could hear him a little.
AC/DC.
It's gone.
He's been thunderstruck.
Gora said, when you said "I do" to Lady No Good, you said "I do" to Backstreet Boys. Yes, that's right. That's right. I did.
Yeah.
Emmylou Harris. There you go.
Emmylou. Yeah. I love Emmylou Harris.
So, all right, gang. We lost Noah, but that's all right. Noah. Well, appreciate everybody in the chat. Thanks so much for hanging.
Thank you,
smash that like button. Make sure you guys are following John and Noah. Their links are in the description below. We'll be back. We'll schedule this next one in usually like 3 to 4 weeks usually. So keep an eye out on our Instagram pages. We'll probably share something and get ready for that and listen to some Tribe Called Quest. So
thank you, Liz, and thank you, Gore, and everybody in the chat. Appreciate you.
See, he didn't pick Brittany. Yeah, see, that happens sometimes. that happens. Yeah, appreciate everybody hanging out and tuning in. And if anybody's watching the replay, thanks for taking the time to do that. And hey, I'm gonna be live in like half hour. If anybody wants to talk X-Men, we're talking about X-Men 201, the Omni X-Men crew. So there's gonna be a lot of bashing on this guy right here. So if anybody's interested,
it should be
stopping by. Yes, there should be. I had no idea, by the way. This is my first time reading X-Men 201. Had no idea. Like, I've heard jokes about how awful this guy can be, but like 201 is bad. And I just, anybody, want to see us go off on Cyclops, that's probably what's going to happen in 30 minutes. So it's right back here on this channel. But otherwise, everybody have a great week. We'll be back in a couple weeks. So
thank you.
We'll talk to you later.
Take care.